Adam Vinatieri, the rookie from South Dakota State, getting set to kick off to the combination of Henry Bailey and Alex Van Dyke. The Jets winning the toss and about to receive. And here is Bailey, the first-year player from UNLV. Good coverage by the Patriots as Bailey is hit down short of the 20-yard line. An 18-yard return taken down by backup linebacker Marty Moore. There's Frank Wright making his fourth straight start for the injured Neil O'Donnell. A look at the offensive line. They played well in the win over Arizona. Jumbo Elliott is back at left tackle, bothered by the chronic back problems. The quarterback is Wright. Running backs Adrian Morrell and Richie Anderson. Morrell with 744 rushing yards, number 4 in the AFC. And we'll see quite a bit of Wayne Quebec. The toss for Morrell. He's able to break the tackle, reaches out to the 24-yard line. And a look at the New England defensive unit. Willie McGinnis coming off a strong game last week against Miami. 8 tackles and 2 sacks. The Patriot front 4. A change in the linebacking corps. Dwayne Sabb starting for Chris Slade, who has not been playing well recently. Ricky Reynolds opens at left corner, starting for the injured Ty Law. Moving over from the right side, Jimmy Hitchcock starting on the right side. A second down and 5. Now Morrell tries that right side. And again able to break a tackle, but he's shy of the first down. The left defensive end, Mike Jones, and Lawyer Malloy coming up from the secondary, making the stop. It'll be a third down and 1 for the Jets.
We'll see Adrian Morrell try to extend those numbers from last week. Almost 200 yards, averaging 6.4 a carry. And they're going to be, even though the New England Patriots are 30th against the pass, we're going to see Adrian Morrell with the ball a lot this afternoon.
And Morrell turns the corner. And we'll have to see where they spot it. The Patriots feel they held him. Malloy had the angle on him, as did Johnson.
All depends on the spot on that one.
Well, it is a Jet spot and a first down. Sam, you mentioned the stat of being 30th against the pass, but that's deceiving because of the fact that the Patriots have won 6 of their 9 games, so they're going up against clubs that have to come from behind.
And they are 8th against the run. This is a team that is throwing the ball. Their offense is controlling the scoring, but not controlling the clock. So the opponent's offense is on the field a lot and running up those stats.
One other factor, they have allowed 3 long Hail Marys, 2 in the game against Jacksonville. Well, the Jets forced to take a timeout. The play clock running down, so they avoid the delay of the game. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Call 1-800-RENT-A-CAR. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up. By Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. By FedEx, just what you want, just when you want it. With FedEx, it's the way the world works. And by the new Lexus ES300, the road is calling. Answer it.
As you can see, beautiful day in the New York, New Jersey area. Just shy of 2 minutes gone by. Patriots and Jets with no score. Jets in their first possession of the game. And it is a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. That's Keyshawn Johnson in motion. Play action. And Wright looking for Graham. It'll be a second down and 10. Graham covered by Clay and Reynolds. We are joined on the sidelines today by Len Berman. Let's check in on the field with Len.
All right, thanks, Marv. You know, with Bill Parcells, there's always speculation what he'll be doing in the future. There are some Jets fans who would like to see him come back to the stadium with the success that he's had with the Giants over the years. Well, Patriots owner Bob Kraft told me before the game that Bill Parcells has told him that the Patriots are the last team that he will coach. So they'll decide when the season's over. They'll figure it out. But if he coaches, it will be with New England. Marv, Sam?
All right, thanks, Len. Second down and 10 from the 30-yard line, and Wright connecting with Graham. Ricky Reynolds on the coverage, and the ball is spotted just past the marker. It is a first down for the Jets. Well, there's been much speculation, getting back to what Len reported, that Parcells could be interested in going elsewhere, be it back to broadcasting or perhaps another team. The Jets have certainly come up. His answer earlier this week, he said the Jet rumors are very distasteful. He would not say anything else about that. Here's Morrell. Short pickup by Adrian Morrell. And Sam, I get the idea he is really enjoying coaching this year, but remember, he did ask out of that final year of his 5-year contract. It was canceled. He has had what would be considered to be an icy relationship with Patriots owner Bob Kraft. So his future is uncertain, but he figures to be in an excellent position the way things are going.
And I tell you, coaches don't like to hear conversation about next year because they're constantly trying to get their team to focus on this game.
Second down and 7. And here's Morrell. Nice move by Morrell for another first down. Tripped up by the middle linebacker, Ted Johnson.
This is what Bill Parcells was worried about. A New York Jet team with maybe the best running back in the division. Good solid zone blocking up front. Now look at the hole. Morrell reads the bend back. That's not really a cut back. It's not by design. The offensive line is going to spread the defensive line, and the hole will be picked. In this blocking scheme, Marv, you don't have to drive anybody off the ball. Just make contact, stay with them, and let the running back run.
Keyshawn Johnson split to the right, and Jeff Graham to the left. 1st and 10 from midfield. Morrell continues to run well. The free safety, Willie Clay, on the stop. 6 carries, 28 yards for Morrell. One other point regarding Parcells, I don't really think he knows at this moment what he will be doing.
Well, he told me before the game that he wanted to get back in the booth with you.
Yeah.
Which is today, this afternoon.
Yeah.
Like which is worrying me a little bit too, and my anxiety levels going up as a result of that last report.
Right. I know that's very high on his list of options. 2nd down and 3. And guess who? Adrian Morrell. And he stopped short of the first down. So it has been Adrian Morrell left and then right. This time, Mark Wheeler got the wraps on him.
The blocking up front is not only taking place at the point of attack, but it's taking place throughout the run. Matt O'Dwyer at the very end of this play is still blocking after the whistle blows. Last week he had a 15-yard penalty for the same kind of block. That's what you want your players to do. They'll block until they hear that whistle. Don't be stopping just prior to it.
10th play of the drive. Patriots yet to touch the ball offensively with 5 minutes gone by. Saw the movement, penalty marker down, and that pass play intended for Richie Anderson broken up. The strong safety Terry Ray getting a piece of it. The referee is Bernie Kukar. And the call against New England.
3rd down and less than 5. A good time to work the hard count.
Offside, the defensive left tackle. That's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, in practice, the coach will simulate situation. There's the hard count. He's not quite back. He can jump off sides if he gets back. The penalty is there would be no penalty, obviously. But the situation in practice is practiced. In other words, they say it's 3rd down and less than 3, and the quarterback works a hard count.
And that was Teddy Bruschi, the rookie from Arizona, called for the offside. Right with a flutter ball pass completed to Jeff Graham, working the sideline beautifully. Jimmy Hitchcock, who was a target last week of Dan Marino, was covering on the play. Another Jet first down.
And Jeff Graham in game 6 suffered a knee injury, had arthroscopic surgery, got back in about 16 or 17 days. Medical athletic surgery like that, the arthroscopic surgery, gets these guys back fast. He has no trouble cutting off those knees now.
And a first down at the 26-yard line. Here's Morrell. That time got caught behind a big pileup, was stopped by Willie McGinnis. And we're set to check in for the first time with Greg Gumbel. Here's Greg.
All right, Marv, we'll take you to New Orleans. The Oilers and the Saints. Watch Chris Chandler drop the snap, pick it up, step forward and hit Chris Sanders coming across the middle, and nobody will catch him. 42 yards and a touchdown. With the extra point, the Oilers jump to the 7-0 lead on the New Orleans Saints. Marv?
Thank you, Greg. Well, Houston looking for its 6th win of the season. Coming into today, they're 2 games behind the leaders in the Central, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And a timeout is called here. The Jets using 2 timeouts in the early going. We'll be right back. Sam, what is going on here? The Jets having to use 2 timeouts early with the clock running down.
Well, they've substituted on almost every play, and they're getting the play in a little bit late. That doesn't give them a time, or it doesn't give time for the quarterback to call it, get him to the line, snap it in 40 seconds.
2nd down and 10, and right throwing end zone, touchdown, Jeff Graham. Jeff Graham with his 2nd touchdown catch of the season. He beat the right corner, Jimmy Hitchcock, on a 26-yard pass play.
Inside release, straight up the field. The safety's dead in the middle, and the ball is thrown way over the shoulder. Full extension on the catch. This is only the 2nd time this year they've taken the ball, their first drive, and marched it in for a touchdown.
Yes, there has been a pattern in that department. They have not done well in their opening drive. But this one, controlling the ball for 6 minutes, 17 seconds. Nick Lowry on for the extra point. 12 plays, 80 yards. And it's Frank Wright combining with Jeff Graham for a 7-0 Jet lead. The Boston area code is pointed out by our crack statistician, Elliot Cow. Troy Brown on the kick return. He burned the Jets last season on the recovery of a fumble on a kick return. He goes 28 yards, but a penalty marker is down. Lonnie Young made the stop, and the call against the Jets.
Unusual. Now that goes on at the end of the play. The Patriots are one of the better teams in field position after a kickoff return.
Illegal use of hands. Number 56 on the kicking team. Hands to the face. That's a 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So Rick Hamilton is called on the penalty. Let's check out the lineups. Drew Bledsoe at the helm for the New England Patriots. Up front, Armstrong, Roberts, Woolabaugh, Rucci, and Lane. And the Patriots start out from their 38-yard line. The Jets with a 7-0 lead. And it's Curtis Martin running well and running for the first down. Taken out of bounds by the right corner, Ray Mickens. A 12-yard pickup for the outstanding second-year man out of Pitt. Bledsoe, the quarterback. Martin and Gash are the running backs. The receivers, Jefferson, Glenn, and Coates. Terry Glenn leading all rookie receivers with 47 catches. When they go double tight end, a familiar name, Keith Byers, will check in as the second tight end. Keith Byers playing in his 4th game as a Patriot, coming over after he was released by Jimmy Johnson in Miami. Here's Bledsoe, and that one sails over the head of Sean Jefferson. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. The Jets defensively getting a lift. A surprise Hugh Douglas, who was to play today, but in the starting lineup, back from a fractured right ankle. Marvin Jones also making his return from the sprained knee suffered back in Game 5 against the Redskins. He's missed the last 4 games. And you saw the secondary, Glenn, Green, Jones, and Mickens. 2nd down and 10. Again, it is Martin. Big hole. And then is able to get inside the 40-yard line. Another New England first down.
They're rotating. Sam Gash back in the ball game on this play. Keith Byers out. He played the last one. This is a draw play. The quarterback's going to take 2 steps back, looking down the field, turns, and the lead draw by the lead back. There's nothing left. Everybody drops back. The first retreat by the linebackers to defend the pass. By the time they come up, there's blockers on them.
2nd consecutive run for 12 yards for Curtis Martin, who has just killed the Jets. First down at the 38-yard line. Bledsoe getting the time, have the long look, and it's intercepted. Aaron Glenn on the interception. And the play blown dead. The pass was intended for Terry Glenn.
The draw was fake. They had both wide receivers cross each other all the way across the field. Aaron Glenn all over this one, though. The ball's just in the air too long. By the time it comes down, Aaron Glenn's able to take position away. Fake the draw, hold the linebackers. You're going to see it coming across the field. Right in here is going to be the area of the catch, but there's Glenn. Really, that's the receiver's fault more than the quarterback. The receiver should come back and box Aaron Glenn out. Watch him. He's going to come back inside. He's got position on him now, but Glenn is too fast. Anytime you're running that long, you got time to recover.
Third interception of the season for Aaron Glenn. Drew Bledsoe picked off for only the 7th time this season, among the fewest in the NFL. Richie Anderson getting the call, tripped up by Jimmy Hitchcock. Well, on the pregame show, we were talking about the rat traps in jet green that were placed right throughout the New England Patriot locker room, and obviously there was reason for concern on the part of head coach Bill Parcells. They are in the trap here in the Meadowlands. Down 7-0. Bledsoe picked off just a moment ago. 6:40 remaining in this opening quarter. And right for Anderson. And he is taken down at the 20-yard line. A pickup of 6. Ricky Reynolds on the tackle.
Richie Anderson is being used more and more as this season goes along as a receiver out of the backfield. He's got good hands, but he's also a good blocker. Now, he's not one of those big, bruising fullback types. In fact, he almost looks like a tailback, but he's used as a fullback, and we'll find him in the flat and down the field as this game goes on.
Richie Anderson in his 3rd season out of Penn State as a senior, 2nd in the nation in scoring. 3rd down and 5. And Reich out of the shotgun, difficulty with the snap, and is able to cover up. Down to the 2-yard line. He is chased by Chris Slade.
Shotgun snap. Quarterback is really just catching a pass. It looks like it's right to him. Sometimes the quarterback will glance up, try to see if he can peek and see a blitz coming or see if he can read coverage, just like a receiver taking his eye off the ball on a catch. Ball goes through. That's almost a turnover, and it could be a turnover because now they've got that long, well, it's 4th down. They're going to have to punt it out of there, but that one was one of those plays where you can give the 7 points you just made away.
And a short kick from Hansen. Here's Meggett inside the 35 and reaches out to the 26-yard line. Stopped by Kyle Clifton. Only a 36-yard punt from Hansen, who was deep in his end zone, and a 14-yard return by Meggett. We'll be back in a moment. Games, they've been on fire since then, and Curtis Martin again gets the call, and this time he's stopped back behind the line by Hugh Douglas. Well, what a start for David Duval yesterday. He has the lead after day 1, but 7 of the biggest names in golf are in hot pursuit. Coming up next, the conclusion of the EMC Golf Skills Challenge right here on NBC. It is a 2nd down and 12 at the 27-yard line. Just under 5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Jets with a 7-0 lead on the touchdown pass from Frank Wright to Jeff Graham. Bledsoe on a deflection. It is picked off again by the Jets. Victor Green, the strong safety. Play was blown dead. Once again, Jets try to pick up additional yardage. So Bledsoe once again trying to hit Terry Glenn. The earlier interception was a pass intended for Glenn. And here's Drew Bledsoe coming in with only 6 interceptions for the season. And already in this first quarter, he's been picked off twice, and he is 0 for his first 3.
And they did not blow it dead. That extra yardage did count. Drew Bledsoe and Bill Parcells standing silently there on the sideline. Bill just not ready to comment on that last play. The ball bounced off the receiver, though. That something the quarterback can't control when he lets the ball go.
Well, I think the conversation in his own mind was on the salty side.
Absolutely.
Morrell is stopped. Short pickup for Adrian Morrell as the Jets start out from their 27-yard line.
Glenn was in motion, came back inside. Ball is right there. That's a catchable ball. It's not a high throw at all. You like to throw the ball letter high so that if there is a deflection like that, it bounces down or to the side. But that's a ball that every receiver in this league is supposed to catch.
And Victor Green came up with his first interception of the season. Not pretty numbers here at the start for Bledsoe. The Jets 2nd down and 7. Morrell trying to pick his way, but gang tackled. Picked up a couple. We are set for another update. Let's check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marv, in Philadelphia, the Eagles with a 7-0 lead, and then the Bills special teams come up big. This is rookie Gabe Northern, blocks the punt, picks it up, takes it 18 yards for the touchdown. The extra point ties things up. The Bills and the Eagles at 7 apiece in the first quarter. Marv?
Thank you, Greg. Philadelphia Eagles coming into today tied with Washington on top of the NFC East with records of 7-2. The Eagles' major problem has been on special teams, and the out pattern does not connect. Richie Anderson, the intended receiver, covered by the strong safety Terry Ray. So it is 3 and out for the Jets with 3:10 remaining in this first quarter, and Meggett dropping back as the punt unit checks in. Drew Bledsoe getting set for his 3rd series of the day. He has been intercepted his first 2. Brian Hansen from his 16. Low snap. And Meggett calling for the fair catch of the tackle. And a flag is down.
Anytime that punt returner waves his hand, his job is to wave it back and forth. Clearly did it. He cannot be touched.
Henry Bailey making the stop after the clear indication for the fair catch was shown by Meggett.
He's got to give everybody. There it is. There's the fair catch. He can still move forward. Now, he made the fair catch, and then he took 2 or 3 steps forward. That is irrelevant. He has to go find the ball. The ball can be moved around, and it is, because it's a little windy down there, and it's gusting around, and the ball is not going to take a true flight at the bottom end of the punt.
Sam, that's a rare instance for Meggett. That's only the 3rd fair catch that he's called for this season, and this one certainly paid off.
I can remember Bill Parcells telling us earlier that he's lighter, quicker, and bringing them back more.
Right. He was saying during preseason that he was passing up on the dessert line at training camp. So first down at the 48, and Bledsoe's pass is deflected once again.
And part of that is the design of the play. It was a 3-step drop, but the offensive lineman backed up. Well, that means that they've got protection, but those defensive linemen are close enough to reach up and bat the ball down. They're looking past their blocker. Arms go up just as they try to time the throw. And as you saw right there, that time it was Marvin Washington. Arm got up, and that's just part of the technique of a defensive man. If you can't get to the quarterback, try to bat it down.
Well, Marvin Washington, a basketball player in Idaho, goes 6'6", and that was a clear-cut rejection. Curtis Martin hit for the loss by Hugh Douglas, who is hearing his name chanted by this crowd.
First time he's come back from this injury, making a big difference to this defense. He and Marvin Jones back today for the first time. Right over here, you'll see Hugh Douglas plays off the would-be blocker. It's a draw play, so you're hoping that Douglas comes hard up the field. He didn't. He read the block.
And now Dave Meggett replacing Curtis Martin, lining up with Sam Gash in the backfield for this 3rd and 16. Look out, Bledsoe fumbles. Recovered by Douglas. The hit by Chad Cascadden, and it has been all Jets here at the start, and Drew Bledsoe is having a very difficult time in the first quarter.
Chad Cascadden is playing in place of Mo Lewis, who's out with a pectoral muscle pull. Hugh Douglas. And that is the look of a coach that has tried to tell his team all week long, watch out for the trap down in the Meadowlands. And the trap has snapped on him right now.
The Jets first down at the Patriot 29. They lead 7-0. 2:13 remaining in this first quarter. Wright goes short range to Morrell. And Morrell gets inside the 25-yard line. Willie Clay, the free safety, with the ankle tackle.
Chad Cascade is going to come in and just get a clean rush. I don't think Drew Bledsoe ever really sees him. And part of what's happening right here is a coach can preach all week long that a team's going to be ready for you. They've had 2 weeks to prepare. They haven't conceded this season. But in the minds of the players, they're looking at 1-8. And sometimes it takes a first quarter like this to wake them up.
2nd and 3 at the 22-yard line. Morrell. Another Jet first down. Theo Sangapulotelli with the wraps on Adrian Morrell. Well, Drew Bledsoe 0 for 4 here at the start.
You know, he's got a new coach this year, Chris Palmer. There he is. He's on the right here. You can see him. And Chris Palmer is really the translator. When Bill Parcells has a message to give to the quarterbacks, and Drew Bledsoe in particular, Chris Palmer will translate and basically soften the message a little bit and constantly give him not only coaching techniques, but be his comforter a little bit and a sounding board for Drew Bledsoe.
Chris Palmer reassigned from his position last year as wide receivers coach. White with the time. Was he in? No. Keyshawn Johnson tried to straddle that end line, but was out of the end zone. He beat Willie Clay, the free safety, but it will go down as an incomplete pass.
The ball is thrown just a little long, and as he goes up for it, he's going to be clearly out of bounds. But let me just tell you, that is an acrobatic catch. And over this kid's career, barring injury, he's going to make a lot of them and get both feet in.
Keyshawn Johnson 2 weeks ago, the last game for the Jets, outstanding against Arizona. 7 catches, 94 yards, 1 touchdown. 2nd and 10 at the 18. And it's Morrell trying to get to the outside. But that was diagnosed by the combination of Willie Clay and Jimmy Hitchcock.
Great stop and start by Morrell. This guy can change direction, but he can also stop and start, and that frees him. In the first quarter, the Jets have been a very good rushing football team. That's where they get most of their rushing yardage in the first quarter, as you can see right down the line right here through their first 9 games.
Nice telestrator work, Sam.
Thank you. Thanks for the...
You are most effective circling numbers. I just realized that.
That's what... It's yours, Marv.
Comes to a close. It's the Jets 7, the Patriots nothing. You're watching the NFL on NBC. Minus 15 passing because of the sack. 3rd down and 8. The Jets at the New England 16 as the second quarter gets underway. And Wright with the pump and then finds the opening inside the 10 and is shouldered down at the marker. Willie Clay, Lawyer Malloy combined to make that stop.
At 5 wide receivers in the game, man-to-man coverage on defense. As soon as Frank Reich started to run, there was nobody there because the defenders were running with the receivers. See how the pass rush goes by the quarterback. Now he's got to be careful how he not only ends the play, but how he holds on to that football.
And he did pick up a first down. It is a 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. They'll have Keyshawn Johnson split to the left, and Jeff Graham is to the right. Adrian Morrell, short pickup, met by Todd Collins, the outside linebacker.
Todd Collins played at Carson Newman College with my son. I don't believe you knew that.
No, I did not.
Well, I'm telling you.
Fascinating, Sam.
Yeah. 2 years there at Carson Newman. They were national champions, NAIA national champions, while Todd Collins was a linebacker there.
Todd is back from his 1-year retirement, which did not please the the Patriots last season. Second down and goal at the 6. That's Johnson, number 19, in motion. And right, able to complete. Richie Anderson just short of the goal line. Hit out by Lawyer Malloy. You know, we talked with Lawyer Malloy yesterday and asked, is there a story behind your name? I'm not talking about Malloy, I'm talking about his first name. He said his grandfather, LJ, wanted the name to start with L, went to the dictionary and came up with the name Lawyer. Could have been something like lampshade, Sam, so I guess he's fortunate.
It all depends on where your thumb stops when you start thumbing through that dictionary.
3rd and goal at the 1. Burrell, touchdown. And again, Bill Parcells takes a long walk. His team is now trailing the Jets 13-0. Adrian Morrell with his 4th touchdown of the season.
Jets are doing nothing tricky now. Dwyer's pulling just a toss sweep and using the pure speed of Adrian Morrell. I don't think in the entire first quarter, and certainly not in this drive, no trick plays, straight fundamental football.
And Morrell flips a souvenir to the crowd. 8 plays, 29 yards in 4 minutes and 14 seconds. Jets getting the ball on that fumble with Bledsoe taking that hard hit. So the point after by Nick Lowry. It's a 14-0 Jet lead.
We are driving excitement.
We welcome you back to the New Jersey Meadowlands. Marv Albert with Sam Weish and the Jets jumping in front of the Patriots 14-0. Don Silvestri getting set to kick it off. Earlier this season, back in week 3, remember the Jets led Miami 14-0 and lost that game 36-27. Excellent kick by Silvestri, and Megan has to remain in the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
On the touchdown just a moment ago, Fred Baxter, the in man on the line of scrimmage, has a, there goes our telestrator going crazy right here. On the far right of your screen right there, it's got the key block down the field right here. As the off guard pulls, though, he just cleans up and then his pure speed. Didn't get a lot out of that one. I'll remind you one other thing. Last week they were ahead 17-0 at Arizona and led Arizona back in the game, but came back to win it.
That was a 31-21 final score. This after the Jets had lost 8 straight games. Curtis Martin is handled. Marvin Jones, middle linebacker, making his return today, able to come up with that tackle. Let's check in again with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Marv, in Miami, the Dolphins trailed Indianapolis 3-0 until Dan Marino hooked up with O.J. McDuffie. That's a 12-yard touchdown with the extra point. The Dolphins lead Indianapolis 7-3 early in the second quarter. Marv?
Thank you, Greg. The Colts at 5-4. They are a game behind New England and Buffalo. Second down and 10. And the floating pass caught by Terry Glenn, but he's immediately rocked by Chad Cascadden, who has made an impression here in the first half. Chad Cascadden, a walk-on at the University of Wisconsin, backup linebacker and excellent special teams player in college. So he was a backup in college, and he is a starter now here in the NFL. That due to injuries. Starting at right linebacker with Mo Lewis out of action. Third down and 5 from the 25. Bledsoe from the blind side is turned around, and the play is blown dead. It is called a sack. Hugh Douglas. And for the Jets, their second sack of the day.
Very few players can come back and make this kind of an impact coming off of an injury. Usually you come in, you measure yourself a little bit. But Hugh Douglas is playing with that old reckless abandon that you hear so much about from the olden days when the players didn't have face masks. This guy is a football player.
Third sack of the season for Douglas. And Tom Tupa getting set to punt. And you see the flags come flying.
Marv, what's happening here? The Jets have their mind in the game. Patriots
start.
don't.
Number 35 on the offense, moving prior to the snap. The 5-yard penalty, still fourth down.
Number 35 is the rookie backup running back, special teams man Mario Greer. So Tupa will punt from his end zone. Tom Tupa's had an outstanding season, and he will punt to Wayne Trebek. 4 minutes in, second quarter, and New England trailing 14-0. And a beauty by Tupa. Trebek with the fair catch at the 40. A 42-yard punt. Timeout taken. Jets with the commanding early lead. The next 2 games could be the telling point today against the Jets, and then next week a major test against John Elway and the Denver Broncos. 1st and 10 at the 40, and Wright had a bit too much on that, intended for Richie Anderson, covered by Dwayne Sabb. All right here, let's check in with Len Berman. Len?
Well, Marv, as you know, Jets fans are among the most loyal. Another 76,000 to sell out, as always, the Meadowlands. And keep in mind, they have not come here to witness a home win for the Jets now over a year. It's a year ago, October, since they won on their home field. So perhaps this is the day, although the Jets have frittered some first-half leads in the past this season. Marv?
You know, I love when Len uses the word fritter.
It turns me on, too.
Oh, man. Can't get enough of that. Inside handoff, and Morrell across the 45 would not go down and picks up the first down. Sabb and Wheeler combined to make the stop.
Bill Parcells has made the point over and over to us that this is the best running back in the division. With holes like that, you can look like the best running back. You know, last week, Bill thought last week that he had some very poor play in one quarter. Look at the numbers right there on this game, that the second quarter was the worst quarter of the year. I wonder if how it compares to this game so far.
I'd have to say he put that first quarter right alongside last week's second quarter. Morrell could not make the turn. Adrian Morrell run out by Ted Johnson. And again, we'll check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Marvin, we'll take you to Tampa, where the Bucs are hosting the Raiders. The pitch to Harvey Williams, and the Oakland running back throws his second career touchdown pass, an 18-yarder to James Jett with the extra point. The Raiders and the Bucs are now even at 7, 6.5 to play in the first half. Marv?
Thanks, Greg. Adrian Morrell has now carried the ball 16 times for 55 yards. Second down and 8. Graham to the left and Johnson right. 9.5 to go in this first half. And Wright's pass on target for Kyle Brady. Met by Ted Johnson. It has not been a good season offensively for Kyle Brady. That is only his 5th catch of the year.
And you can hear the crowd react when he caught the ball. We were given the stat that 5% of the passing game goes to the tight end for the Jets, while 30% of the Patriots passing game goes to Ben Coates. So when Kyle Brady caught that pass, it was as if something really big happened here in Jetville.
All right, just short of the first down. It's a 3rd and 1. Baxter in motion. Morrell with the running room inside the 20, inside the 15. And Lawyer Malloy was able to catch him and bring him down. It's a 26-yard run for Adrian Morrell.
After Adrian Morrell bounces outside, watch him change speeds. Now, he doesn't change direction. He just changes speed to freeze. See, right there, and then accelerates again. Everybody loses the angle.
The Jets with a first down at the New England 13-yard line. 81 yards, 17 carries, and a touchdown. The Jets looking for another. They're up 14-0. And Morrell with a nice hole. Offensive line is doing an outstanding job. Mike Jones on the tackle of Morrell. Well, next Sunday, NBC Sports will present more NFL action at the special time of 12 noon Eastern. With the NFL on NBC, most of you will see these Jets take on Jim Harbaugh and the Indianapolis Colts. Others will see Drew Bledsoe and the Patriots hosting John Elway and his Broncos. And then the second half of our doubleheader. Dan Marino and the Dolphins will battle the Oilers. Check your local listings for the game in your area. 2nd and 4 down at the 7-yard line. Morrell straight up the middle. Ted Johnson made the stop, and it is a first down for the Jets. 1st and goal inside the 2.
This is just domination by the Jets offensive line against the defensive line. Every time the ball is handed off, it's the linebacker or the safety that makes the first hit on the running back. You know that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of Miami and Thurman Thomas, Buffalo, Terry Allen, all of them have had big days against this pad defense.
1st and goal. And it's Morrell. This time he is stopped. Lost a half yard on the play. What a job by the offensive line. The combination of Jumbo Elliott, Harry Galbraith, Roger Duffy, Matt O'Dwyer, David Williams. Harry Boatswain has also been on the field. It's a 2nd and goal just outside the 2-yard line. 9th play of the drive. And the pattern has remained the same for the Patriots. The opposition has had the ball most of the time, but in those other games, Patriots were able to get on the board, usually quickly. Not the case here in the first half. Play action, right with the long look. Incomplete, and a flag down. Todd Collins with the coverage on the tight end, Kyle Brady.
They're going to call interference in the end zone. That puts the ball on the 1-yard line.
Pass interference, number 50 on the defense. The interference occurred in the end zone on the 1-yard line, first down.
The penalty really is Todd Collins reaches with his right hand and grabs the receiver as he crosses the field. And really, at the line of scrimmage, when you're faking a pass or faking a run like that, you're legal at the line of scrimmage. But once you start moving down the field, you can't continue to grab.
It is a 1st and goal at the 1. And here's Morrell for the touchdown. Well, Bill Parcells expected problems, but not to these lengths. He is now trailing 20-0.
I think he expected a battle. Rich Kotite told us Friday that his team was still playing tough. They hadn't quit, and it showed up in previous games, but boy, they're having their way today.
That has so often become a cliche when you hear that a club still playing hard, although it's been a bad year. They haven't quit, but it is true with the Jets. And as you know, Sam, it's so difficult to keep a club together when the season is going so poorly. This team was 0-8 and then won in Arizona 2 weeks ago. Nick Lowry with the extra point. A flag is thrown. So a penalty marker is down. We have 5:58 remaining in the first half. And the call against the Patriots.
Holding, number 54 defense, pulling the offensive lineman to allow his teammates to go after a kick. The penalty is going to be assessed on the kickoff. Score is good.
All right, so there you have the explanation, and now we can take a break. The Jets 21, the Patriots nothing. We'll be right back.
Jerry Rice and the incomparable 49ers host the high-scoring Ravens. Or Dan Marino and the Dolphins face the Oilers. Or regional action, the NFL on NBC next Sunday.
A splendid first half for Adrian Morrell, who just scored the touchdown from a yard out. 41 yards for Morrell alone on that last drive, and a terrific kick by Don Silvestri. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
The touchdown just a moment ago, Ted Johnson, the inside linebacker at the top of your screen, his job is to fill the hole that Adrian Morrell just ran through. You can see from the end zone view right here. Watch the linebacker run across the field. Adrian Morrell just cuts back behind him. in a gap defense like that at the goal line, the linebacker's job is to fill that particular gap.
The New England Patriots have had the football only 5 minutes and 13 seconds in this first half. And Bledsoe going incomplete. Intended for Terry Glenn. It'll be a 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line. Let's check in with Len Berman.
Marv, here's the fellow who caught the ball that A.J. Morrell threw up into the stands after the 2nd touchdown the Jets scored. Pete Paterko of Morristown, New Jersey. Big Jets fan?
Big Jets fan, about 35 years now. This is the high point of my 35 years. Next to Namath in the Super Bowl.
All right, stop down after the game. I'll get Morrell to autograph it for you.
I appreciate that.
By the way, Marv, it's Sam Morrell is fined $500 for throwing this ball up to Pete. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Len. Curtis Martin stopped by Hugh Douglas. And again, the reaction. Hugh Douglas with a very strong first half, making it back from the fractured right ankle suffered against Miami in game 3. At first it was thought he'd only be spotted in passing situations with Mike Chilinsky, but he has been in there most of the way. It's a 3rd and 11 at the 19-yard line. Bledsoe. Oh, it was wrestled by Sean Jefferson into a completion. The Jets nearly came up with their 3rd interception on a ball that was tipped.
4 wide receivers on a 3rd and long. It's a turn-in pattern by Sean Jefferson, and Drew Bledsoe is babying the ball. He's not putting a lot behind it. Now this one he gets almost tackled as he releases it, but he's not stepping into his throw. He's just laying it out there. That one is a fight between Aaron Glenn and Sean Jefferson, and Sean Jefferson wins the battle.
Only the 2nd completion for Bledsoe. It's good for 16 and a first down. And again, a soft pass. And the good coverage by the Jets. Curtis Martin taken down by Mark Spindler. And Marvin Jones picked up 3. It's a 2nd down and 7. This easily the best drive of the first half for the Patriots, who have not been able to get anything going. First 2 possessions, they were stopped on interceptions, then the fumble by Bledsoe, and then forced to punt.
Bledsoe's over warming up between series, trying to keep warm. He's just not throwing the ball with full force right now.
2nd and 7. And here's Martin. Try to pick his way, but he is stopped. Stopped behind the line by Marvin Washington. 21-0. The Jets on top. A Jet team that has owned or shared last place for 31 straight weeks. A Jet team that lost its first 8 games. They come off a bye week. In their last game 2 weeks back, they won at Arizona. 8 straight losses, 12 straight going back to last year. 3rd down and 7. And Bledsoe with his best looking pass of the day, able to complete for the first down. Lonnie Young on the tackle of Troy Brown.
Stepped into that throw and snapped the wrist, and you could tell by the flight of the ball. A nice tight spiral that time. The ball has been kind of porpoising, kind of bobbing as it flowed through the air up until this particular throw. That one tight as you can get it right in the middle.
And it's good for 16. Troy Brown in his 4th season out of Maryland, coming up with only his 8th catch of the season. And a first down at the Jet 47. Bledsoe with the screen for Martin. Has running room, has the blocking, cuts inside, and is able to move inside the 30-yard line where he was tackled by Victor Green, and that's good for 21.
Screenplay set up. That time they brought Terry Glenn in short motion. He came across the field and became a blocker. You'll see the Glenn come across the field as Bledsoe sets up, looks one way, throws back to the other side. Good blocking. You know, since the offensive linemen can extend their arms all over the field, I've often said that the screen pass and the sweeps ought to be bigger parts of the offense.
And a first down at the 26. That's Byers in motion. 2-minute warning. So when we come back, it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the 26. And the Patriots with their most impressive drive. First down at the 26 in Jet territory. And a wide open Terry Glenn able to score. That's his third touchdown of the season, a 26-yard pass play, and obviously a breakdown on the part of the Jet secondary.
The Jets brought one linebacker and tried to play zone, or at least outside technique. Aaron Glenn, you see at the top of the screen, is sitting way outside looking in. Terry Glenn made a nice little move, just froze Aaron Glenn, and that's why he got open. That was a one-on-one victory.
8 plays, 80 yards, 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Adam Vinatieri for the extra point. But a demonstration as to how explosive the Patriots can be. It is now 21-7 Jets. A minute 55 left in the half. Finding a blocker. Beautiful return across the 25. It's a 27-yard kick return. Marty Moore on the stop. And Drew Bledsoe, off that last touchdown pass to Terry Glenn, went over 13,000 career yards. The youngest player in NFL history to pass for 13,000.
A week ago against Miami with 59 seconds left, Drew Bledsoe led him 65 yards for a score. He got a nice big hug from Coach Bill Parcells. I don't know if he got one this time.
And those are rare hugs from Bill on the sideline. In this first half, he got a hug and a noogie, I think, from Parcells. Wayne Crevette with his first catch of the day. Wayne Crevette with catch number 52 comes in tied for 4th in the AFC in receptions. Otis Smith, the tackler on the play. Otis Smith, a one-time New York Jet. It'll be a 2nd down and 2. There is Otis. Played 4 years with the Eagles and a year with the Jets. A minute 44 to go in the first half. Inside handoff for Anderson. And he has a first down. Well, tonight on Dateline, what you don't know about your minivan, Sam, could cost you. A Dateline exclusive. And then they say this pill can improve your sex life. Is this a miracle drug or medical madness? That's Dateline Sunday later tonight here on NBC. Richie Anderson stopped by Otis Smith, and it is a first down. It's a 15-yard play.
And remember, they used 2 of their timeouts earlier by not getting the plays in time. Only 1 left in this drive.
And they're in the hurry up. Diving catch by Crevette. That's a Crevette specialty. Otis Smith on the cover. Picked up 5. It'll be a 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 42-yard line with 57 seconds to go in this first half. It's the Jets 21 and the Patriots 7. And right overthrowing Crevette, who was open. He was covered by Corwin Brown, but Crevette had a couple of steps.
They're just out of field goal range right now. They need to get another first down. They've got 1 timeout left, and you would like to save that as an offense so that you can get your field goal team in there. But this is the crucial down right here, else they'll be just out of that field goal range with 53 seconds left.
Frank Reich, 10 of 15, 99 yards, 1 touchdown. Starting for the 4th straight game for the injured Neil O'Donnell, who the Jets say is at least 2 weeks away. They hope to get him back for the game against Buffalo. Right off the pop, and a beautiful catch, the diving catch by the rookie Alex Van Dyke, covered by Ricky Reynolds for Van Dyke, his first reception, and it is a Jet first down at the Patriot 32. We're down to a half minute remaining in the half. Right firing, but comes up short. Trying to go right back to Van Dyke this time. Looking to go deep. Covered by Hitchcock.
Still with just 1 timeout left now, having used up 2 of them earlier on. But they're in field goal range right now, so they can afford to put it down the field, take their shot like that. This one either has to go out of bounds or they're probably going to call a timeout. Now, there's 29 seconds left. It's hard to reassemble for another play if the clock is running.
Although this would be a 49-yard attempt by Nick Lowry, who has struggled recently. He's had a knee problem in recent weeks. One of the reasons they brought back Don Silvestri for kickoffs. And again, the inside handoff. Anderson gets inside the 30, but the crowd questioning that play. The clock is running.
They have to run a play. They can't ground it. It's third down.
They have the one timeout left, third down and 8. And right going deep. Jeff Graham had an opportunity but could not make the catch. He had Lawyer Malloy beaten.
Blown coverage by the New England Patriots. I don't know what they were thinking. They looked like they were playing a normal distance there instead of covering for the down the field throw. Center fielder Malloy just can't get there, just off the fingertips of Jeff Graham. And Rich Kotite, every coach has been through that one. There's nothing you can do but watch it happen.
So here is Lowry. 48-yard attempt. He line drives it wide to the right. And Nick Lowry continues to struggle after the good start. He is now 9 of 15. 4 seconds remaining.
You know, we were out there Friday. Lowry was in the training room getting treatment on his knee. He's just trying to stay healthy for those instances right there. Wasn't good enough this time.
It'll be New England in possession. 4 seconds to go in the half.
Going to be a big second half here, Marv. New England has gotten back in this ball game as poorly as they play, turning the ball over, playing almost as if they're unaware of what's going on out there. They're only 2 scores away.
Well, they turn matters on that 16-yard catch by Sean Jefferson on a third down and 11, where the Jets again had a shot at an interception off a deflection. And Bledsoe dumps it off to Meggett. See what he can do with it. Down the sideline. Had some running room, and that is bumped out of bounds by Victor Green. And that's how the first half comes to a close. 27-yard pass play. So at the half here at the Meadowlands, the Jets with a surprise in front of the Patriots. At one point led 21-0. It is now 21-7 at the half. Let's go to Greg Gumbel at our studios in Manhattan.